Come back, my son. The golden land is calling you. The time that everybody has been waiting for. Mudras calling movie review. Yabare! This is the movie that everybody has been asking me to review for a very long time, and I'm gonna be very honest. So this review is gonna take a little bit longer than usual. Cinematography. Look, Christina and the other people involved in the film, they know what they're doing. They clearly know what it is to make a movie look beautiful. They understand that most of the shots, in order to give an idea about the surroundings of the characters, they need to put something in the foreground right in front of you, and then the subjects on the background. So the subject is here, and then the shot comes from over here, and you have something in the middle that gives you an idea as to where you are. And that is what I see from the point of view of cinematography, that Christina, G, and the other people involved in the film, they really know what they're doing. All of the shots, not all of them, but most of the shots give you a very good context as to where you are. What is it that it's around the characters, the houses of the Myanmar people, even the city where they are walking, and the bridges and the pagodas and everything. You always have a very good view of everything that is around you. And the environment plays a very important role because the angles are well selected. So if I have to say anything that is amazing and the best of any Myanmar movie that I have seen, is the cinematography, the angles, and just the way the movie is shot. So cinematography, best in Myanmar so far. And I'm saying the truth. As far as the themes and the characters, the main character, the protagonist, is Jaden Williams. Jaden is asking himself who he is. Jano Betule, Jano Betule. From the beginning of the movie, he realizes that he has to make the journey back to Myanmar in order to find out who he really is. Jaden's journey is that of culture shock, one after the other. He meets Nin Tusar, who from the very beginning lets him know that he is not Myanmar. Even if he was born in Myanmar, he is not really Myanmar, which comes to him as a very big shock, because he comes from the US, where people do not really differentiate, or even if they do know that people are different, they don't tell it to each other because of a general acceptance of who you are. But this is Myanmar, and because of that, Nin tells him at the beginning of the movie, right in his face, you are not Myanmar, even if you were born here. This clash of cultures continues in the movie, as you see in the dialogues. The dialogues is something that I'm not sure if it's good or bad. What do I mean by that? Well, you feel the culture difference and the language barrier between the characters. Jaden cannot talk Myanmar, and Nin can talk English, but of course it's a limited English, in the same way that most Myanmar people cannot talk in English in a completely fluent way. So in that aspect, it's very realistic of what the situation is between Myanmar people and foreigners. Jaden talks an English that is very simple, very short, very basic. And I think that that is done on purpose by the directors and the producers in order to have the Myanmar person, in this case Nin, understand what he's saying. So that's where I don't know really if this is done on purpose by the movie creators, or if the dialogue is basic and maybe a little bit too simple. I'm not sure. The reality of Myanmar is that a lot of foreign people speak very simple sentences in order to get Myanmar people to understand them. So that is just something that I'm not sure what was the intention. If the purpose of the movie creators of Christina G and the other people involved was to give a real portrayal of how foreigners talk with Myanmar people, then amazing, totally beautiful. If that was not the intention, then I gotta say that the dialogue was a bit too simple, but I don't know, it depends on the perspective. I still liked it. Besides the dialogue, the big barrier in this movie is culture. Jaden feels completely lost in this land that is supposed to be his motherland. He always feels lost, disoriented. He just doesn't know what to do because everything seems so random, so unprepared. So Jaden's journey is about going from limited knowledge, very limited knowledge about Myanmar, to, at the end of the movie, start to understand what he's dealing with and most likely return and possibly even have a life in Myanmar. Of course, the love situation between Jaden and Nin is crucial to the movie, and that is where we see the barrier, the limit to how far Nin is willing to go, helping and not really helping, but embracing Jaden as a Myanmar person coming back to Myanmar. When Jaden tries to kiss Nin, she looks down and says, "No, malo babu." Oh, she doesn't say malo babu, I say malo babu, but she said, "No, I cannot do it." And that is more than a personal response. I feel that it's a culture, society barrier response. She's saying no at that moment because she cannot see herself with someone that is not a real Myanmar. She cannot maybe be able to tell her parents or her family or the people around her that she's going to date or even get married with a person that is not really a Myanmar, that was born in Myanmar but went outside and is now back here and doesn't even know Myanmar. In one of the scenes, she tells him on his face, "You don't know Myanmar and you don't know Myanmar language. You are not Myanmar." So she goes a little bit too far in judging Jaden. Later on in the movie, she admits that she judged him too much, too soon. At the same time, Jaden thinks that he can overcome this barrier faster than it's actually possible, and he has to adapt to the speed of how things happen in Myanmar. He has to step back from his American attitude of get everything done fast and bow down to the way that things in Myanmar happen, which is very slow, when it happens, and just when you can get it done. For me, the favorite theme is that of Jaden looking for his parents. That is the part of the movie that is my favorite. I love the whole story about how Jaden is trying to look for his parents, but then this person in Mandalay tells him, "Look, those are not really your parents. The photo is false," etc., etc. The story of Jaden meeting his father and being told the story about how his mother died, and at the end the father giving the portrait of his mother and the little shirt that his mother bought for him but could never put it on him because she died right after childbirth. That was, for me, my favorite part of this movie. What are the few things that I did not like so much about this movie? I will have to say the dialogues. I did not like the dialogues. They were a little bit too slow, too simple. But again, these are just small details, right? The movie is still great, it's amazing. Definitely one of the best Myanmar movies that have been done. But I just feel like the dialogue was a bit too simple, too 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe, as I said before, the directors wanted to give it a realism about how foreigners and Myanmar people talk, but I'm not sure. Jaden falling in love with Nin so fast is a little bit like, I don't know, it's just, but that is just something that happens in almost every single Myanmar movie. Always people falling in love with each other on the first sight, like, oh, you know, like, and it happens in this movie. It's still better. It happens better than in other movies in this movie. But again, very small things. Overall, I'm gonna give this movie a 9 out of 10. It's one of the best movies that have been done in Myanmar, yes. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect, but I think that for someone like Christina G and Sen G, for these people that are starting out in the movie industry, they have not been on this for so long. I think it's an amazing start for these guys. Congratulations to all of them. Well deserved on the international awards. I can absolutely understand how it has gotten so many awards internationally. I will even say that this movie is more appealing and more entertaining for people that do not know much about Myanmar. This movie is probably more enjoyable to people outside of Myanmar because it gives you a very nice overview of the traditions of Myanmar, etc. For the people in Myanmar, I think there's a lot of things that the Myanmar people know too well, but again, it's still very touchy. The story of the repat coming back home is good. I liked it. I had a good time. So that's it. Jesus de Mare.